Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, Omar?
I'm doing great, man. Alhamdulillah.
Good, man. Welcome to the panel.
I'm doing great. What would you like to discuss?
Proving that Jesus was a Muslim.
Yeah, what do you define as a Muslim?
Whatever you define it as.
I define as a Muslim as someone who submits their will to the one true God. That's what I define as a Muslim.
Who that?
Who that? Allah Azza wa Jal.
Okay, Allah specifically. All right.
Yep.
So it has to be Allah specifically. Can't be, anything outside of what you know Allah to be.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So
Yeah, sure.
just to be clear, Allah is not a Trinity.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Trinitarian doctrine.
All right, and he's not a statue. There's nothing like him.
Yeah, there's no like him, of course.
He's not a father in any sense. There's no children, no partners.
Of course.
All right. So what's your evidence that Jesus believed and submitted to specifically Allah?
According to the Quran, he submitted to the one true God. He was a Muslim.
Well, that's the claim. That's what I'm challenging.
Yeah, that's the claim. Yeah, sure. I'll grab some surahs real quick for my claim.
No, you don't need to grab surahs. I know that the Quran
sure.
points to or alludes to Jesus believing in Allah.
Yep, that's evidence.
But it's making a claim on someone who existed 600 years prior. So
yeah, sure. Do you have any historical evidence on this man named Jesus Christ, peace be upon him?
That's what I'm asking for.
Yeah, of course. So there are remnants of truth contained in the New Testament regarding the life and supposed death of Jesus Christ, peace be upon him. Mm-hmm. However, those documents have been critically acclaimed by scholars such as Bart Ehrman, which is a profound scholar in the field of religious studies.
Okay, so some things in the New Testament is true regarding Jesus historically.
Yeah, sure. Yep, sure.
Right, so what parts of the true, like the truth, where there does it show that Jesus believed in Allah?
So believed in God?
Believed in Allah specifically.
Allah specifically. Allah just means God in Arabic. You know that, right?
Well, we just established
the Islamic God.
Yes.
Yeah. So we hold to the position that the New Testament, specifically this document, is corrupted. Right? We hold to this position. The New Testament, not the Injil, the New Testament.
You said partially though, not all.
Partially corrupted. Yeah. So
yes,
I'm
asking about the parts that are not corrupted, the good true parts of the New Testament.
True parts, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Where does it show that Jesus believed in the Islamic God and submitted to him?
Submitted to him, no problem. Let me grab you some verses real quick.
Okay. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Spontaneous Sunday stream.
Yeah, man. So I would first like to bring up Luke chapter 22, verse 42.
All right. Luke chapter 22, verse 42. Let's pull it up.
Yep.
Luke.
Yep.
Sorry. Luke 22. All right. 42.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is what it says here. You mind if I start a little bit ahead before this?
Yeah, sure, man, no problem.
All right, so it says, and when he came to the place, he said to them, pray that you may not enter into temptation. Mm-hmm. And he withdrew from them about a stone's throw and knelt down and prayed, saying, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done.
Yes, of course.
So you're saying that this is the true part of the New Testament. That's the true revelation.
Nope,
of the law.
That's a straw man. This contains remnants of truth contained when he submitted his will to God.
You quote. See, that's where I'm confused. There is.
Yeah, sure.
So is the verse that we just read, Luke 22:42, is that the true part of the New Testament or not?
I believe there's true parts, there's some false parts, but I'll explain my position on this verse in particular.
You already did.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll explain further because I don't think you fully comprehended my statement. I believe there's remnants of truth found in the Old Testament and the New Testament, and specifically the New Testament with regards to the life and supposed death of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Specifically with this verse, it contains a very clear depiction of him submitting his will to God. Can we agree?
To who?
To God. Yes, said God.
To who though? It says
it says the Father, but I believe that's a corruption. Yeah, I can hold my
wait. All right, so Paul's there.
Yeah, sure.
So based on the verse that you came to show that Jesus is a Muslim based on the true remnant of the verse, it says that Jesus prayed to his Father and Allah's not his Father, right?
Mm-hmm. Allah's not his Father.
So could we, I mean, just based on the verse, it shows that Jesus is not praying to Allah, the God of Islam, right?
So when we look at this verse in particular, it's very important to realize my stance on the New Testament. I think you keep forgetting or not recalling this part. I made the explicit statement that the New Testament contains remnants of Jesus's life and supposed death. And in this verse in particular, can we agree that the Father is God?
Yes. Can we agree that God is the Father based on the verse?
The God is. That's where we disagree. That's where we disagree.
Wait. This is what I asked. Can we agree that God is his Father based on the verse?
God is his Father. Yeah, we can agree with that statement.
So when you said, and I understood what you said, said that there are true parts in the New Testament and there are corrupted parts in the New Testament. So I specifically asked you, where are the true parts of the New Testament that shows that Jesus submitted to the God of Islam?
Oh, I misheard you. That's my fault. I got you a different verse. That's my fault.
Right. So you said Luke 20:22, and I'm like, oh, well, that's
I see it fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, can we at least agree here that based on this verse, he can't be a Muslim by saying that God is his Father?
It depends on what sense you're talking about. Like a father, you say like what's the sense you're talking about it?
But you said, remember, you said earlier that Allah's not a father to anyone in any sense.
Yeah, sure. Father in any sense. When I'm referring to any sense, it's not meant. It's more of like a hyperbole, if you put it that way, because I'm simply like exaggerating it. But like, sure, we go with that position.
So is it? Are we retracting that? Is there a sense that Allah is a father?
I'll retract that if you want. I'll retract that. This is for the sake of continuing discussion.
Well, no, I like not even for the sake of discuss. Like, I really want to know the truth. Like, your real position. Is there a sense where Allah is a father?
No, not in like not like in a protective sense, but not like in a he is like a literal like father with a beard, stuff like that.
So the answer is yes, there is a sense in which Allah is a father.
There is a sense, but not in the sense you're projecting it to be.
I haven't projected any sense. I haven't projected anything.
It's a matter of like connotation, but like, you know what I mean.
Got it. So it matters the connotation. It matters the sense in which you use it. So Allah is a father in some sense.
Yeah, like very specific sense, but yes.
And what sense is that?
Like he is like the creator of the universe.
That doesn't mean father.
Father. Does a father have authority?
Sure does, but so does a lord or a master, not a father. Don't have to be father.
Yeah, does a father have authority over his children?
Yes, but so does someone who's not a father, like a teacher or a lord or a master, a babysitter.
Yeah, sure, but in this specific example I use, a father has authority over what a child says or does.
Okay. Does a mother also have authority over a child or what he says or does?
Yeah.
So in some sense, can we call Allah mother?
Allah mother in a loving sense, fully loving, fully merciful. Yeah, in that sense. Not disagreeing with that.
So yes, we can call Allah mother in that sense.
That sense where he's so loving, but it's not
where he's loving and he's nurturing.
Yeah, loving, nurturing. Allah's most gracious, most merciful. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So
I can still because I just want to be clear. So I can still be a Muslim and believe that Allah is my mother who loves me and takes care of me and nurtures me.
Yeah, mother in the sense of like being the most great, like in the really loving, like that's the way to conceptualize it.
No problem. You got just make it clear. Just knowing your position.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Nice. All right. So go ahead. Show me the verse that.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I see the side chat. They're all laughing and stuff. It's fun though. It's fun. Sure.
Are you Sunni?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. I appreciate you being honest, man. I appreciate you being honest.
Yeah. Why would I be dishonest, man?
That I get you can imagine I get a lot of people who are like here just to argue. They're not here to be real.
I came here to discuss the Trinity, but like I'll gladly discuss with you this point with the New Testament. No problem. Mm-hmm. Let me look at this. Trying to find explicit verse, more explicit than most, because most I will agree. The New Testament is a document that pushes certain concepts.
Yes. It has a specific theology that is specific
theology. We would disagree with that theology is for sure.
You sure you won't get in trouble for saying that yes, Allah can be your mother?
If I get in trouble, then like I don't know. Is it like Like and like what? I'm
Like
meant
I
to
don't know, like
there's some-
by other Muslims, like or you know.
yeah. If I'm not knowledgeable on a specific topic, then sure, yeah.
Mhm.
But I never said like mother in the sense of like my mother has like hair. Never said in that sense. I'm loving.
Yeah, no, not a physical sense, but you know, just you
Physical
know,
sense, like like the Ashari and Athari position on like all those body parts. So like stuff like that. It's very debated among like scholars of Islam.
that he has body parts.
Specifically the interpretation on like what those body parts are. Like are they like metaphysical, like on like creation, or are they like similar to like you know what I mean, stuff like that. It's really semantics.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Sure, yeah, sure. Yeah. Because the biggest thing with the Old Testament, it's really hard to find a verse where it says God, because it's ahistorical to find like a word such as like God. It's very ahistorical, tossed around a lot. Trying to remember this one verse. Huh?
You been a Muslim all your life?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Come on, man. It shouldn't be that hard to find out.
Oh no, it's a very big book, man. Gotta be.
But there's only a few parts of it that's true, right?
A few parts. It's mainly I think that it's debated on like what parts are like corrupted to some extent, and what parts are uncorrupted. Yeah. I can make the basis and the claim that the corruption of the New Testament can be based off like the Father not being called like God or something.
No, you
can't really make the argument.
You can't.
I can't?
You cannot.
I cannot. Why?
Because you have no type of basis or evidence for that at all.
No basis. So if I find documents with the term God in them,
if you find, like, for example, if you find a document of Luke 22:42, an earlier one than what we have, where Father is not used, but it's God instead, or Theos, something like that.
Yeah.
Then, you know, be my guest. You got me.
Because I would go to verses like John 8:42. I would go to verses such as that. Like I think it says he did not come on his own, God sent him. But
he says the Father sent him.
He said the Father sent him? Yeah, I think it depends on the translation you come to. But I'm trying to find a verse.
No, it's not. It doesn't depend on the translation. If Jesus said Father in the verse, every translation is going to say Father.
I'll take you up on that. I'll take you up on that.
There's never a variant where Jesus uses Father, and maybe another manuscript may just have God there, and not Father. There's not a man. That doesn't exist.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Regardless, if you want, I'll concede because I can't find one right now. I'll love to get back to you and send you one.
Sure,
but I simply don't have the time.
That's fair enough. So this is where I guess this puts us for now. That based on the historical document that we have on Jesus's life, we can see that he was not a Muslim. He did not believe in things that line up with Islam. Can we agree?
I don't believe the New Testament is an historical document to get reliable information about people like Jesus.
Yes,
but
you do.
Sure, I will concede. Sure, how?
You do believe that the New Testament is historical and reliable.
Okay, sure. How?
You said how?
Yeah, how?
What language does Jesus speak?
Aramaic.
How do you know that?
Aramaic, due to maybe the landscape and where he was.
Maybe the what?
Depending on the geographic landscape, like where he was, where the common languages were spoken.
How do you know that he was in a place where Aramaic was the spoken language?
I don't know. I don't remember where I got it from.
It comes from the New Testament.
It comes from the New Testament, really.
Yes. But here's another thing. Here's another layer to that. Because
I did make a claim originally that the New Testament is a document reliable enough for certain pieces of information.
Yeah, but see, at the same time, you just said it's not historically reliable.
Reliable in the sense of
I just showed you that it is.
We can show you remnants of like the New Testament being a reliable document and an unreliable document for certain claims.
All right, what determines whether or not this is actually true, historically reliable, or
I wouldn't look at me personally, but I would look at the historians, and most historians and secular scholars hold the opinion.
Historians are using the New Testament as a primary source on Jesus, so that's
yeah, sure. Problem. What about Bart Ehrman then? I'm good.
Bart Ehrman uses the New Testament as his primary source on Jesus.
Yeah, but what else does he critique about the New Testament?
Well, he just doesn't, believe every word, and then he doesn't believe.
Oh, really?
That, he doesn't believe that like the people who are named to have written them wrote it, or
yeah, sure. Yep.
He has his
like most scholars.
Well, I wouldn't say most scholars. I would say because
there is a
consensus. I would say that the same number of scholars disagree with Bart Ehrman. The same people on the same level disagree with him.
Okay, so, sure.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that regardless, all of these scholars still use the New Testament as their primary information on the life of Jesus. All of them.
Yeah, all of them. Okay, yeah.
So they're even showing you that the New Testament is historically reliable for the life of Jesus, even though they don't believe everything. But it's the source that we get the life of Jesus, where he was, what language he spoke, where he grew up, where he preached, who he was acquainted with, what the problem was. So
then what do you know about, I have a question for you actually. What do you know about most works done by the preservation of the New Testament? What people do you know have critiqued this besides Barton?
Not that much. That's not my field. I'm very surface level on that.
Very surface level. Okay, sure.
Yeah,
when we specifically look at the critique most people do of the New Testament, we specifically the preservation and the reliability as a document. It's mainly come down to the authorship of the New Testament. Mainly come down to that. That's a very surface level critique, but it is an important point to mention. The authors of them.
Well, one, I don't think so, because
you don't think so. Okay.
No, because if they're using these as eyewitness testimony and saying, well, we don't know exactly the names of these eyewitnesses, but based on the contents, we can see that it's eyewitness testimony. That's all you need. You don't have to.
Okay, sure. So name. For hadith, for something to be the sahih, it has to have a good isnad. Sometimes. So it's I don't know about sometimes. I think depending on your sector, or whether you're Ahmadi, Shia, Sunni.
I think I think that even the hadith method is inconsistent, man.
Yeah, you think hadith science is not a good way to get a good description of, let's say, people like Aisha radhiyallahu anhum.
Well, I don't think that you guys don't use it for everything. You guys don't use it
for everything. Yeah, sure. Like, we as Muslims, we use Quran as primary source, and we use hadith as secondary source.
Yeah, but you would need, if you're using okay, this is how we can objectively see if a hadith chain is authentic, right?
Yeah.
Then that would be an objective standard you can use for everything, even the Quran, right? So you would need a Sahih chain for the Quran. You would
need chain of transmission. That's what you're referring to with Quran.
Right, a chain of transmission, but not just that though, but also to even go further, you would need a chain to this Injil that the Quran mentions, a chain to the Torah.
Oh yes, Injil, yes.
Yeah, so you would need, to be consistent, you got to apply that standard to everything in Islam.
Yeah, sure. What does the Quran say about the Injil? Do you know?
It says a lot.
It says
a lot, and it says nothing at all at the same time.
Sure.